Hey everybody, Matt here with Halloween Daily News, back home from Mad Monster Party and back here in the office with a Halloween Ends update. And today is an exciting one. It's been about a week since our last update because we were out of town. And in that time, a few more photos were posted from the set of Halloween Ends, which is still filming in Savannah, Georgia. And just last night, once we got home, we saw that we had received a message from one of our readers out there who is a resident of Savannah and stepped out of his house yesterday morning to find that he was standing in the middle of Haddonfield and that they were filming right across the street from where he lives. So he was kind enough to send us a few photos that are very interesting, and we're going to talk about them in just a few minutes. But before we get to any of that, Jamie Lee Curtis has officially wrapped filming her portions of Halloween Ends. This morning, Jamie Lee Curtis took to Instagram to share a number of new images from the set with the following text, quote, "A bittersweet end for me on the Halloween movies. I've made great friends and have collaborated with wonderful artists on these three movies, and today my part in the film has been completed, and with it, the end for me of this trilogy. It's all because of the fans who have always supported me, and more importantly, Laurie, and the creative teams at Blumhouse, Trancas, Miramax, Roughhouse, and Universal, and my Strode Strong women, Judy Greer, Andy Matichek, and Kyle Richards, as well as my nemesis, James Jude Courtney. Here are a few images that will remind me of the wonderful time we all had. I love this crew and cast, and I will miss you all. We can't wait for the fans to see the movie. You're going to love it." And you can even see right there that Andy commented on the post saying, "Our final girl indeed. Love you, JLC." The first of these black and white images shared this morning is what appears to be a tattoo on someone's arm that reads, "Laurie Strode Forever." So as you know, this will be Jamie Lee Curtis's seventh film portraying Laurie Strode. 7 movies over the last 44 years. And in the last 4.5 decades, Laurie Strode has, of course, become more than just a fan favorite final girl, even more than a horror icon. She is a cultural icon. And more than ever in recent years, Laurie has become a symbol of feminism and of survival in the face of adversity and all kinds of trauma for many people. I know a lot of the comments we got when we shared this image on social media immediately went to, "Oh no, this means that Laurie will not survive the film. This is somebody got a tattoo after Laurie's death in Halloween Ends." I wouldn't take that as any sign of that. If this is in fact meant to be a tattoo that a character in the movie gets, maybe it's because Laurie becomes a bit of a hero after the events of 2018, after for 40 years being the crazy old lady who always is talking about Michael Myers and nobody takes her seriously. So maybe she's got some fans now post 2018. I don't know. Then again, we don't even know for sure if this is meant to be a tattoo on a character's arm. This could be just something on one of the cast or crew members' arms on Jamie's last day to celebrate her wrapping Halloween Ends. Here's a great shot of David Gordon Green doing a headstand, apparently his form of meditation in between takes on set. And how awesome is this? Our final girl posted outside of Jamie's trailer today. And here's an intimate moment with Jamie, and I believe that is David Gordon Green there with her. Kyle Richards here wearing a COVID protection shield. Obviously, filming of this movie quite different from when they shot Halloween Kills way back in 2019, which now seems like a lifetime ago. And here, the director and co-writer, David Gordon Green, in deep thought. And you can see there that tattoo that he got that says 10/31/18, just like Dave's tattoo that he got in the film. Another really cool portrait here of David Gordon Green. And you see there he is wearing a Fright Rags Halloween Kills t-shirt. And a great shot of Andy Matichak, of course, plays Laurie's granddaughter, Allison, in all 3 of these most recent films, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and now Halloween Ends. And she and Jamie have obviously become very close, as has this whole cast and crew throughout the making of these films, as is pretty obvious from all of these posts we're seeing in the last few weeks. She also reshared this great image of Kyle Richards, which Jamie had first posted a few weeks back, and we discussed at length at that time. And finally, another great shot here. Jamie Lee Curtis with Andy. It looks like they're wearing their Final Girl t-shirts again. And you guys help me with the gentleman in the background there. Not positive who that is, if that's a cast member or crew. If it's somebody I should recognize, then I'm sure you guys will correct me, and I apologize for that ahead of time. But let me know who that is in the shot with them in the comments if you know. But Jamie and Andy look great right here in this shot. Hard to tell when it was taken, but obviously around that time when they were posing for the Final Girl t-shirt photos that we've looked at earlier on earlier updates. Blumhouse producer Ryan Turek also shared this image on his Instagram story with the caption, "We'll miss you, Jamie Lee Curtis." And you see there he is with Andy, and they're both wearing their name tags that read, "We are Laurie Strode." If you remember, way back in the filming of Halloween 2018, Jamie Lee Curtis has said that the most meaningful moment in her entire career was when she came out to film her final scene in 2018, as it's the scene when Michael is getting on the bus and Laurie's in her car watching this happen, and she's having a really emotional moment, and she ends up screaming as she came out to film this really emotionally demanding scene. All of the cast and crew were wearing these name tags that read, "We are Laurie Strode," meaning that they were totally with her on this scene that she herself had to pull off without any of their help, really. And it meant so much to her. And so here you can see, obviously, filming continues, even though Jamie herself has wrapped. Filming does continue in Savannah. And here is Ryan and Andy paying a little homage to that memory from 2018 with their name tags. Once again, reading, "We are Laurie Strode." And Judy Greer also reposted this image on her Instagram story, adding the text, "Congrats, Mama." So big day for the film as Jamie Lee Curtis wraps up her portion of filming. Now, before we get to these new images of the set in Savannah, a quick recap of some of the images that were posted from various cast members in the last week since our last HN's update. Last week, Jamie shared this photo of herself receiving a pre-dawn COVID test on set. Jamie also gave a shout out to Michael Simmons, the cinematographer of the last three Halloween movies, with this black and white photo saying, quote, "Painting with light. Once in a while when I stop screaming and running from this masked man who's been chasing me for 44 years, I look around and I see the beauty of the art form of filmmaking. People always love the idea of behind the scenes and the secrets and how things are done, but the truth is that the only thing you should know is the beauty of the light and the surroundings and the performers in the story. Painting with light is an exquisite art form, and I'm lucky that Michael Simmons has done the last three Halloween movies and continues to make me look in awe and wonder how he and his do it." And the man himself, James Jude Courtney, snapped this photo of his dressing room door on set, followed by this amazing image shared by Jamie Lee Curtis the following day, where she says, quote, "Shit got real. Fight Club Laurie Strode style," end quote. She also adds a hashtag F off fear. Taking a closer look, you can really see the bruises that Jamie, or Laurie, I should say, is experiencing here on the set of Halloween Ends. It looks like Laurie is going to be seriously getting into some real physical altercations with Michael this final showdown. The following day, she shared this funny behind-the-scenes photo of a "Do not sit on furniture" dressing sign covered with fake blood. She says, quote, "Only on a horror film, plastic blood on a white couch," end quote. And just the other day, Ryan Turek shared this image with no caption necessary. Just a reminder that yes, this is in fact a Halloween movie, and there will be pumpkins, sharing these smashed and rotting pumpkins from the set. And you guys know me, you know there's never going to be too many pumpkins in a Halloween movie for me. So Jamie Lee Curtis has wrapped her portion of Halloween Ends, but filming continues in Savannah, Georgia. And our friend Negative Pigs on Instagram reached out to us yesterday and shared some photos that he shot when he just stepped out of his front door yesterday and saw that they had set up filming for Halloween Ends right there in his neighborhood. So we're going to check out a few of these exclusive new photos courtesy of Negative Pigs. That's where you can find him on Instagram. All right, first up, we have a tow truck for Prevo Towing and Repair 24-hour service of Haddonfield, Illinois. You can see written there on the passenger side door of this tow truck. And here's another angle of that same tow truck. And just so you know, these shots were taken just about 3 blocks away from the house, the red house that we've shared photos of that we visited actually when we were in Savannah. You remember those photos of that red house where we know some filming has been taking place. Still kind of in the same area, about 3 blocks away, is where Negative Pigs shot these photos. And this is where it starts getting interesting, guys. Right here you see WURG. This is the setting for Haddonfield's own rock radio station. And you guessed it, this has obviously a direct tie to that radio tower that we've all been wondering what the significance of. David Gordon Green mentioned the radio tower on the commentary track for Halloween Kills. He said that they digitally placed this radio tower in the background of a number of scenes throughout the film. You can see it in the very beginning of the film in the background of Cameron's scene when Cameron is finding Hawkins. You can see it during the flashback to 1978 in the background there as well. And you can see it even in the background of some of the scenes outside of the bar. So we've all wondered, what is the significance of this radio tower? There's a million theories out there. Well, now it's starting to come into focus. Here we can see part of this film is going to take place at a radio station, at Haddonfield's local radio station, WURG. And obviously, if there's a radio station, there's a radio tower. And more to the point, if there's a radio station, there is a logo for that radio station. And right here you can see a giant advertisement outside that building. And the logo for WURG, you can see it's the world with a giant radio tower on it. And you can see their tagline there is giving you the urge. And this is obviously an advertisement for one of their popular DJs, Willie the Kid. So again, now what David Gordon Green was alluding to regarding that radio tower just starting to make a little more sense. And here, another ad outside on the wall outside of that building, that radio station building. And this one is for Good Morning Haddonfield, apparently a morning radio talk show that airs on WURG in Haddonfield during your morning commute. And once again, on the coffee cup right there, you see the radio tower. That is the logo for this radio station. And of course, any radio station is going to have a sports segment, and this is for the Haddonfield Sports Talk Show on WURG 94.9, giving you the urge, and they promise that this will give you the best in local sports. So for all the latest scores from the Haddonfield High School games, Haddonfield Sports Talk is the show for you on WURG 94.9. So obviously some part of this film is going to be taking place in and around this radio station. If you'll remember a few updates back, I mentioned a casting call for a death metal band and also bar patrons that were going to be apparently at that death metal show. Now we have a rock radio station that is going to be featured in the film. So again, it's starting to come into focus a little bit more. What might be happening here. And I'm just going to take a leap and say that maybe Allison now, you figure she's got a job, she's out of school, maybe she's working at this radio station and she's going to end up at this death metal show at a local venue, maybe even on the clock for the WURG radio station. That's just one theory. It could be anything, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think about these brand new images from the set. I mean, this is fresh stuff, and I don't think it's been seen anywhere else. So this is an HDN exclusive for you guys. And huge thanks and shout out to Negative Pics. Go follow them on Instagram. All right, obviously, we're going to have lots more to talk about as filming continues and as the countdown to the return of Michael Myers and Halloween Ends continues. So Again, let me hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our Halloween Ends updates. Ongoing coverage will continue right up to release date and beyond, as well as upcoming live streams like Michael Myers Monday and more fun stuff you're not going to want to miss. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.